This is the Godox VL150 light, and right now it's probably one of the best bang for buck lights that you can get. I'm also taking part in Movember, hence the poor mustache that I'm rocking right now. If you want to donate to help men's suicide awareness and mental health, the link will be below. Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is John, and today I'm going to be talking about the Godox VL150 light and why it's something that you should really consider if you're looking for a light that's bright enough to kind of cover a wide variety of both interview, talking headshots, maybe product photography and videography, or maybe videos like this, content creation. But it's also robust enough to be kind of put to use on short films and documentary work. Now let's just get the price done with. I know that's what everyone wants to know right away. This light can be found on B&H, on Adorama for $200. At least last time I looked, I think it was $199. And that's crazy. It started out as a light that cost $400. Now you can get the VL300 for, I want to say, $350. So these lights are cut way down in price. It used to be a good deal if you could find the VL150 for $300, but now you can get it for $200. So basically 50% off of its original MSRP. And that's a lot of light that you're getting for $200. The farther I go in my video career, the more and more I find myself enjoying lighting. And it's something that doesn't have all the glamour of new cameras and lenses, but it has the ability to impact what your shot looks like way, way more than a different camera body or a different lens. That's not to say that those don't matter, they all impact the final product, but how you light your scene greatly impacts how you're telling your story visually. Now, previously I made a video about this light. This is the Omni 500 by Lowell. It is an old hot light, and it's a tungsten light, and for the price, it's incredible. You can pick these up used for like $50, and you get a lot of light for just $50. I will link that other video up here, this side. If you're looking for a light that's $50 and under and you don't care if it's a hot light, this is hard to beat for what you get. I still think that Lowell light is great if you're looking for something under $50 and you need a lot of light and you're okay with the hot light, you're okay with the tungsten color, or you're gonna put gels in front to get daylight color. But with the advancements of LED lights and these Cobb style lights, we're able to get lights that have really, really bright output for a really affordable price. Some of the benefits of these lights is that they don't get hot, and they usually accept a Bones mount adapter, and it's really easy to put diffusion in front of it and kind of modify the light for what you need. Before I picked up the VL150, I used the SL60W from Godox, and I think it's a great light for about $100. But it isn't super bright, and for scenarios outside of this sort of tight quarters that I'm shooting in right now, it's hard to use it and get enough light output to really fill a room or light something that's a little bit wider. And I found that it was just lacking in sort of build quality and some of the kind of nicer elements that a more high quality light will give you. Now, the Godox is great because it is super well built. It's a mostly metal body. There are some little plastic bits like this little carry handle right here, but the yoke is super sturdy, and it's also just completely stepless. It's not like the SL60W, which kind of jerks to different positions, and if you need something kind of in between those two spots, you're just kind of out of luck. It also has much better power connection. You can see here it has a locking pin, so your power cord isn't just going to kind of get loose and fall out, or if someone bumps the cable, it's not going to just fall out and you're going to lose all your power to your light. Because it has this, we're able to use V-mount batteries to power it. So that means if you're shooting on location where you don't have power, you can still use this light. Granted, it won't go up to its full capacity and brightness, but it is really impressive that you can get a light with this sort of a feature for the price that it comes at. That's really the first light that you're going to want to pick up if you're beginning and building up your kind of lighting collection. A key light will get you so much farther than a RGB tube light. Even though they look really cool, it's just not as practical. So there are other lights that are around this price point, but getting a feature like V-mount power and some of the more robust connections and just the overall build quality and feel that you can rent it out, or you can use it on a set and it's going to be able to withstand that sort of beating and withstand that sort of demand on a product is really kind of nice to know. It allows you to not have to worry about the light when you're working on set or when you're filming something. You can worry more so about the story you're creating, the shots that you're getting, what does the light actually look like? So in a situation like this, it's not going to make a huge difference having a 150 light versus a 60 watt light. I'm able to get a well lit shot with the SL60W, but just for comparison's sake, I will switch out the light now and we'll shoot the rest of this with the VL150 instead of the SL60W. All right, now we are being lit completely by the VL150W. I don't have any other lights on right now. I'm backlit just by the outside light, and I actually stopped down the aperture by one stop, and that's because I already have this light at only 15% and it was still too bright for where I was before. So like I said, this light is a little bit of overkill for this sort of setup for the size of softbox that I have on it right now. But the nice thing is that you can get this light knowing that it's able to kind of power those bigger softboxes. You're able to kind of fill a room more. You're able to light more than just one subject with the light. It can kind of compete with that bright sunlight. And that's something that's also really helpful, because sometimes if you're doing corporate work, you don't know the environment that you're getting put into. You might be put into an office space that has bright windows that you don't have the option to close, and you need to compete with that light to properly expose your subject and the background. So this light is often compared to the Aperture 120D. I have not used the Aperture 120D, but I have used the Lightstorm 300D, and I can say that there is good reason for the price difference between these lights. There are some things on the Godox light that feel a little cheap. The dial on the ballast is kind of flimsy feeling. It doesn't make you feel good to kind of turn the dial. It doesn't have a nice tactile response. It seems like it's a little loose in the setting, whereas on a light like the Aperture 300, it's super nice, firm. It's got a nice tactile feedback to it, and you know it's something that is going to last for a very, very long time. I do think if you're willing to spend that sort of money on a light, they are fantastic lights to have. But for the price, I think this light gives you that same level of output as the 120D, but it comes in at a much, much more affordable price point. So you're getting a ton of light for the $200 price tag. Aside from this talking head and some videos like this that I've shot with it, I shot a little mini product commercial with the VL150 as the main key light, so I will play that for you right now. I hope you enjoyed that little kind of product video. If that's something you want to see more of, or how to do it, or more on that side of video, let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to make more videos about that. I have 1 or 2 out there already now on my channel. I will pop one up into the little corner there if you're interested in that video. Now, the light isn't perfect. There are plasticky bits to it that I do worry about a little bit. Like I said, on the power ballast, the kind of dial is a little plasticky feeling, and the V-mount connection is plastic as well. But I think the light itself, with the metal construction and the super sturdy yoke on there, you can kind of rest assured knowing that it's able to kind of handle a heavier diffusion, a big softbox. I used this big rectangle softbox that I can't really fit into frame here for that product video, and it did a really nice job and produced, I think, a really nice light in powering such a big modifier. So yeah, I think this sort of a light is really, really important to have if you are a solo filmmaker, documentarian, if you are wanting to make videos like this, content creation, do documentaries, interviews, corporate work. Having a solid, reliable, and bright key light is your bread and butter for those sort of jobs. So one last little thing about the light that I should mention is that it comes with this nice carrying bag. And that's something that you don't see for this price point. You're not gonna get a nice carrying case for a light that's $200. It just seems unheard of. So I do have a theory as to why these are so cheap, and I think it's because they're being discontinued. I think that there are other lights that are going to come out and replace these, and places like B&H and Adorama are just looking to move product and make a little bit of money on top while they can before this light is discontinued. I don't think we see markdowns like that very often, and in fact, I can't even find an Aperture 120D on B&H or on Adorama, or even on the Aperture website itself. It seems like that light is just kind of gone. I don't know if they're gonna make like a V3 that they're gonna come out with, or if that light is just no longer seen as a profitable light that they wanna do, which seems odd because from what I have kind of heard and seen, it's the most popular light that they have, and it's kind of their entry light into the full Aperture ecosystem. The VL200 has already been discontinued. You can't find that anymore. So I think the 150 and the 300 are going to follow suit and get discontinued and be replaced by other lights in the future. So once again, if you're looking for a light like this, this is a fantastic option for the price. So I would love to know what sort of lighting equipment you're using right now. What lights are exciting to you? What do you think is the best sort of entry budget light, the best first key light that you can get? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope this was somewhat helpful. It provided a little bit of insight into kind of the VL150. I know it's not a super technical review. These are just sort of my thoughts and what I think the light can bring to a solo filmmaker or a small production group. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.